Revant Reddy sir, I'm pretty sure you've heard of him.
Do they have some top secrets? Like, do they pay them?
Are you asking if we blackmail others?
No.
A tenacious effort, a resolute effort for 14 years under the leadership of our leader KTR.
The bill is passed!
And after the state was formed, we had a point not just to prove to ourselves but to the rest of India.
MLAs వాళ్ళ ఎమ్మెల్యే ఇట్లా అయిపోయి అట్లా కోటీశ్వర్లు అయిపోతారన్న. మీరు THubని ఎంతో గొప్ప విజన్తో స్టార్ట్ చేశారన్న.
Okay.
కానీ ఇప్పుడు అదే దారిలో పయనిస్తుందని మీరు అనుకుంటున్నారన్న.
THub was my baby, but
तो मेरा प्रश्न आपसे ये है कि ये क्या है कि आप रूलिंग पार्टी के साथ काम नहीं करना चाहते क्योंकि उनके चर्चे होंगे, या रूलिंग पार्टी आपके साथ काम नहीं करना चाहती क्योंकि आपके चर्चे होंगे?
नहीं, एक बात तो है कि
These three segments have been a little very sweet, I guess.
If we could get your phone number or something to contact you.
and don't send me those good morning flowers, please.
We'll send you
That's
the
only good night
good
text.
morning flowers.
I think, sir, you're ready to start your own motivational podcast.
Shah Rukh Khan, if you're listening, please.
Called The KTR Line.
Oh wow. Divisha is not related to Amit Shah. Why would you vote for me 4 years from now? I'd say two things. One, I didn't expect audience actually.
They have been the support system of the entire U18 movement.
So let me get the names right, okay?
Vansh.
Agastya.
Agastya.
లక్షిత.
I thought we said we'll stick to bro.
Lights, ready? Cameras, ready? Let's start the under 18 mic drop session 2.
Bro, you know I'm the sports minister, right?
Well, I've just learned. Thank you for the welcome.
Yeah. So, to get this post, I campaigned really hard. I worked really hard. I had to convince all my peers, कि मेरे लिए वोट करो, मैं हूँ वैसा. I have the capabilities. I'll represent all of you. तो मैंने बहुत मेहनत की, मैंने पूरा कैंपेन किया और एंड में उन्होंने मुझे वोट किया और मैं बन गया लीडर.
कितने मेजॉरिटी से जीते?
65%.
65%. That's huge. Congratulations.
Yeah, I have a say in my school, so.
Nice.
So,
good for you.
we are trying to conduct these under 18 elections in states and for the entire nation as well. We want to elect members of parliaments as well as members of legislative assemblies.
Right.
So, sir, I want to know what advice you would like to give them, like to these new candidates on how to campaign. देखो हम भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन coming from you as a successful politician, what advice would you like to give them?
Firstly, thank you. This is a lovely opportunity for me to meet some really young people, young minds, and try and understand what exactly excites you about politics. Whenever I talk to youngsters, wherever I run into them, one thing typically I say is when I ask them what do you want to be when you grow up, especially if they are in school, they all end up saying either engineer or doctor or probably an officer or sometimes a lawyer. Somebody just told me that he wants to be a psychologist, but I've never heard anybody say I want to be a politician. So this is refreshingly different. I'm glad you guys are doing something exciting about democracy, what happens in a democracy, because one thing I do believe in. When I was a student like you, when I was about 1920, I ended up in a university in Delhi. My father wanted me to do something, UPSC, which is Union Public Service Commission. So one of the things I ended up learning when I went to this university is, of course, I didn't write UPSC, that's a separate story. I will save that for another day. But on the walls of this university that I visited, there was a nice line written. It went like this: in a democracy, when politics decides your future, you decide what your future politics should be. Let me repeat it. In a democracy, when politics decides your future, you decide what your future politics is.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That does not mean that all of us should probably jump in directly into politics, into the fray and start running for elections. It means choose the kind of leadership, choose the kind of politics, choose the kind of people that you want to represent you. So if you were to ask me, and I've contested 5 elections myself, and fortunately I won all 5. So one advice I would give anybody who's wanting to get into this field or wanting to run an election and win people's mandate is that ek cheez yaad rakho. Politics is all about one simple thing. It's about giving the hope that your tomorrow will be better under my leadership. अगर आप किसी को hope दे सकते हो, उम्मीद दे सकते हो कि आपकी कल मतलब आपकी कल की सुबह मेरे leadership में बेहतर होगी आज से. If your future can be made better under my leadership, then I think you will win their trust, win their confidence, and उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम है, like they say. So as long as you're able to give that hope, because politics and life literally, drives and thrives on hope. So therefore, I think what you have to do fundamentally is give people the hope. Give people the hope that they can dream big. Give people the hope that they can actually dream for a better future. Give people the hope that their tomorrow will be better than their today. So I think that's the key to winning elections.
So it's to create an image of a better future under your leadership, and that the tea will taste sweeter the next morning under your leadership.
Absolutely. That's what I'd say.
That was for the campaigners and the candidates. Now coming to the citizens. हमारे पास कुछ 1.5 लाख स्टूडेंट्स सिर्फ और सिर्फ हैदराबाद में हैं और पूरे इंडिया में देखें तो कुछ 10 लाख सिटीजन्स हैं. अभी जल्दी हमारे MP इलेक्शंस भी होने वाले हैं.
नहीं जल्दी नहीं है, अभी तो हो गए.
हमारे अंडर 18 वर्ल्ड.
अच्छा आपके हाँ. Nice.
तो we are soon going to have these MP elections. What advice would you have for the voters? Because it is their first time voting. How do you think they should, look for the right candidate or the party? What qualities should they look for?
पहली बात तो मैं ये कहूँगा कि जो लोग पढ़े लिखे हैं हिंदुस्तान में बहुत कम वोटिंग पे आते हैं. पहली चीज़ तो ये बदलना चाहिए. I think people who treat election day as a holiday and don't show up to vote, they should remember one simple thing. They should remember that only those people who actually show up count. Those who don't and keep complaining, sitting in their own living rooms कि ये चोर है, ये फलाना है, ठिकाना है, उससे कोई नहीं फर्क पड़ता. क्योंकि in a democracy, ultimately, unless you show up and vote, you don't count. So first thing, all these people should know, those who have gotten power to vote, they should remember that they should show up and vote. First thing. Second thing, what should you look for in a politician, in a democracy when you're voting? If I was a voter, what would I look for? I would look for a candidate who's clear on 3 things: clarity of thought, clarity of expression, and clarity of eventually execution. Meaning, agenda यहाँ पे साफ होना चाहिए और बताने में भी तकलीफ नहीं होना चाहिए communication में, और आखिरी में execution में गड़बड़ नहीं होना चाहिए. तो मैं तो if I am able to see a candidate who is able to present any agenda, meaning any subject, it could be infrastructure, it could be environment, it could be sports, it could be probably even tourism, any kind of an agenda that person has picked. See, for example, if I'm representing a constituency that can do very well on tourism, I should be able to have a plan कि मैं अगर जीत के वापस आऊँगा तो मैं क्या करूँगा, उससे क्या फ़ायदा आपको होगा, बताने में भी मुझे दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए, और आखिरी में एग्जीक्यूशन प्लान भी मुझे बता के कन्विंस करने का एक एबिलिटी होना चाहिए. As long as you have the ability to conceptualize, think, present and execute, and if people like my plan, people like what I have to offer in terms of an agenda, I think that's what you should look for. Specifically, whatever subject is close to your heart. For somebody, environment could be a very important thing for them. So maybe you should ask questions about what is your take on environment? What will you do if you're elected? Infrastructure, for example, the sewerage system, the drinking water system, the roads. उसके लिए अगर आपके if that is close to your heart, पूछना चाहिए कि आप क्या करोगे, जीत के आप वापस आओगे. So as long as the candidate is able to convince you that he has your best interests at heart, I would vote for them, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, etc., etc.
Sir, do you think experience plays an important role in how you should be selecting a politician who has been in the field for a long time? Do you think people are inclined to vote more towards him? And
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. In fact, exuberance and experience, that's a fantastic combo if you can actually come out with a solution. I think exuberance of youth, because that is where new ideas come from, that is where fresh perspectives come from. Because if you look at the world, the most successful entrepreneurs are those who are really, really young, because they are the ones who want to really change the world. They are the ones who want to make a difference to the world. They are the ones who come out with refreshingly different ideas. So I think a combination of exuberance plus experience. Experience is also important, because you don't want to make the same mistakes over and over again.
Yeah.
So I think you have to look for a combo of exuberance and experience. I think that's what matters.
So like a good balance between the both. One that has the ability to look towards a better, brighter tomorrow, but also has the backing of the learnings of his past. So someone that has a good mix of both.
Absolutely. In fact, any wise person, if you ask me, will learn from other people's mistakes.
Yes.
So therefore, what you have to do is, even though you may not physically be experienced yourself, because you could be a youngster, 18, 19, 20. But if you want to run in an election, you should have the ability to pick up other people's, learn from other people's mistakes, learn from those, make those learnings yours, imbibe them, and then, be wise enough not to repeat them.
Yeah, I think, and that's not just a lesson that we can apply to politics. I think that's a
Life.
lesson we can apply to life
Absolutely.
as a whole.
Yeah, sir, you talked about the power to vote, and we are going to be first-time voters in 2028. So coming into the under 18 world, I met this. We all met this really cool guy, Revant Reddy, sir. I'm pretty sure you heard of him.
Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah. So Revant Reddy sir has given us land to build our headquarters. We have PM Modi who's running the Service Shiksha, Pariksha Pe Charcha and all. Sir, we are now going to be seeing you for the next 4 years. So why should we vote for you, sir? When we get the power to vote.
Why should you vote for me? Why should you vote for me? See, I'll tell you what. I have 3 things going for me. One, the fact that the state we are sitting in today, Telangana, is a result of, a tenacious effort that my party, the party I represent, the TRS as it was called in the past, now it's the BRS, the Bharat Rashtra Samiti. We fought 14 years to achieve this state. So Telangana state is a result of a tenacious effort, a resolute effort for 14 years under the leadership of our leader KTR Garu. And after the state was formed, we had a point not just to prove to ourselves but to the rest of India, to the rest of the world as well. As a result, we've been given a mandate by the people for 2 terms. And in these 2 terms, we have made Telangana the #1 state in India on number of counts. Telangana today is #1 in per capita. Telangana today is #1 in terms of greening efforts. It's #1 on the ease of doing business rankings. It's #1 on sustainability. I can go on. It's #1 on multiple ranks. But of course, in elections, sometimes doing good work alone is not enough. Sometimes you also have to convince people that you have done exceptionally well. While we won 2 elections on the trot, the 3rd election we lost by a whisker. We lost with a margin of 4 lakh votes. So today it's the Congress party that is in the hot seat. They are the ones who are running the government here. Why would you vote for me 4 years from now? I'd say 2 things. One, my track record of last 10 years, where we governed and we governed well. We had a fine mix of, fine balance of development and welfare, is what is now being looked at as an example by the rest of the country. And you will see 100%. That, you'll also have now an opportunity to compare and contrast what my opponent, whom promised the moon, who's running the show now, he's promised the moon to the people. Hateli mein jannat dikha diye. तो क्या वो deliver कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे compared to us? I think that's for people to judge. End of the day, I'd say only one thing. See, my party will be turning 25 this year. 25 is a big number, silver jubilee, right? So I'd say 14 years of struggle, 11 years of, 10 years of being in government and 1 year of being in opposition makes me a candidate which is, a party which is both exuberant and also experienced. We have experience in administration, we have experience in opposition, we have experience in running a public agitation. So I think a fine a combo of all of this, plus my track record of making this state #1 on number of counts, is what makes our party ideal for youngsters to come back and vote for us.
Sir, but what is the BRS party willing to do for the under 18s? Like, we learned about politics getting into the under 18 frame. So when we become eligible for voting, we have to keep in mind the fellow under 18s as well, right? The ones who are going to succeed us. So what is your, why should we vote for you? Like, what are you going to do for the under 18s?
Well, I'll tell you 2 things. I want the youngsters of India, because the next generation cannot just be job seekers.
Of course,
I think as the world grows into a place where I think India is being looked at with great deal of optimism and great deal of positivity.
Potential to growth, rather.
No, potential to growth has always been there, Agastya. It has been there ever since I was your age. So 30 years ago also, India was looked at as a country with a lot of potential.
It's about bringing out the potential.
I think now the time enough to discuss potential, but now it is time to translate that into reality and action. So my point is, today's connected world, we need our youngsters to possibly start dreaming big. See, I'll ask you a simple question, all 3 of you. Are you all on Insta?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you all on Facebook? Probably not.
No.
Facebook is passe, huh? So what about Snap?
Yeah.
You're all on Snap. What about Twitter?
No.
No?
Occasionally, but yeah.
Occasionally. So I'll ask you, are any of these four things that I just mentioned, have they been discovered, invented, created by an Indian? Who built all these apps?
Meta, which owns Instagram, was made
Meta is
by
again
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark is
Yeah.
from?
US.
US.
What about Insta?
Again,
Meta.
Meta is so Mark Zuckerberg, USA.
Right. Twitter?
Now it's owned by Elon
Elon
Musk,
Musk.
and he's
Yeah.
also a USA
But
citizen.
again, created by Jack Dorsey.
Yeah,
Again, American, right?
yeah.
So my point is any of these apps, if you think about it for a minute, are these rocket science? Are these like really out of the world, kind of discoveries?
No.
No.
Very simple social networking platforms, right?
Yep.
How come none of our Indian youngsters, we are a country of 140 crore people, out of which, the median age of India?
No.
27. So more than 50% of India is less than the age of 27. So that means more than 70 crore Indians are less than the age of 25. More than 65% of India is less than the age of 35. So we are a very young country, but how come these things are not coming from our country? So the question we all need to be asking ourselves is, are our governments doing enough in terms of providing a platform to our young Indians to come out with these kind of discoveries, come out with these kind of inventions? So I think that's exactly what I would love to do. We've created what's called a THub, but I don't think that one THub will do it. We have to create an opportunity for every youngster, irrespective of where they are from. They could be from Hyderabad, they could be from a rural village somewhere in Karimnagar, they could be from a rural village somewhere in West Godavari, or some other place in Jabalpur. But if these youngsters have a bright idea, we need to give them a platform to build a product of their choice. And that's exactly what we ought to do for the next generation, to compete with US, to compete with China, to compete with the leading economies of the world. Unless we do that, we are dithering away a huge opportunity, to change the world and to actually change our economy.
So what you're saying is that you are going to give us the opportunity, or the under 18s of India the opportunity, or Hyderabad more specifically.
Yeah, he's going to lay down an entire platform for us to grow us.
Yeah.
I'm saying you guys should become job creators, not job seekers.
Wow. Okay.
That was good. So, right now the CM of the under 18 world is Vardhan, and I am a minister. In the future, I aspire to be the CM. No offense to Vardhan, but I would really like to become the CM. And when I look in the real world,
Why, if I may ask?
I want to be the CM because I like the post, first of all. I really do.
I like your clarity. Go on.
Second is, I think if I become the CM, I'd be able to represent my people better. I'd be able to bring out my ideas with more clarity, with more dominance maybe, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But to become the, Vardhan is the CM right now because of our support. And if I want to be the CM, I'll have to gather the support of all these MLAs. How do the CMs of the real world do that? Like the elder world do that? Because do they have some top secrets? Do they pay them? Do they have some...
Are you asking if we blackmail others?
No. What? Do you have a really strong bond and a bro code between you that,
How do you maintain that relationship
How
of
do you
trust?
maintain it,
That
for
I'm the
so
guy you go
long?
to. I'm your CM, and I'm the go-to guy.
Well, I'm not CM, so I can't answer that question. But I can tell you two things. I've seen some chief ministers closely. I can tell you two things. One, I think in a parliamentary democracy, see, it's an indirect election. There's no direct election like the US, where President Donald Trump got elected recently. So people don't vote for a CM or a president directly in India. In the US, it's a parliamentary democracy. So there actually, you have a candidate running to be the president, running to be the governor, and people vote directly. And then there are debates, there are attributes that people actually look at and then choose eventually. But in India, we are a parliamentary democracy. That's a presidential democracy. We are a parliamentary democracy. So in a parliamentary democracy, it is not the candidate that gets to be the chief minister or the prime minister. It is the party that gets elected first. So in the case of a state, it's the MLAs that get elected, and the party that gets the majority then selects the leader. Likewise, in parliament, the MPs get elected first, and the party that gets the majority of the MPs, they choose their leader. So now, how did they choose Vardhan over you? I'm not sure. What he offered, I'm not sure. But I can tell you one thing. Again, it's all about one simple thing, be it the interface with the citizens, or be it the interface with your colleagues. If you're able to offer hope to your colleagues as well, that you are a better leader than Vardhan in terms of whatever, in terms of delivering on the promises, in terms of being congenial to them, in terms of being articulate enough to understand their emotions, their challenges, their agenda, and also in being able to execute and deliver the goods. I think you'll win. I'm sure you seem very ambitious, so I'm sure you'll win.
Sorry, Vardhan.
Where is he? Is he here?
He's not here.
He's not here, so you're actually planning a coup in his absence. Nice.
KTR Anna, actually we had the first assembly session of the under 18 world.
I'm more like an uncle, but thank you.
No, so for us, you're bro, sir.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
So next segment would be politics as a career.
So this is a question that I've asked on the previous podcast as well, right? According to you, what's one defining trait of a politician? Like, for example, an army officer has subordination, right? Without subordination, there is no procedure, there's no control. So like that, what is one defining trait of a politician that makes them one of the greats?
I think resoluteness. If you ask me, if there were to be one word, you have to resolve to be tenacious. You have to be resolute about your ambition. Because you remember Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah.
He failed in elections before he eventually became the president of the United States. So that tenacity, that resoluteness of never giving up. See, one thing is guaranteed in life. You will fail occasionally. Some people fail more often, but I think failure is something that nobody can escape from. Occasionally you will fail, but then there's a fantastic saying in boxing. I don't know if there's any boxers here, but you're a boxer?
Yeah, I'm a boxer.
So there's a fantastic saying in boxing. You know, it goes like this. I'm paraphrasing a bit. I'm taking liberties. It's not how hard a punch you can throw. It's how hard a hit you can take.
And
but
still
then
get
still
back up.
get back up and continue to fight. I think that's what applies in politics as well. Because, the punches will be thrown at you. People will sling mud on you. People will say dirty things about you. People will pull you down. Not everybody wants you to succeed because there are competing interests. So therefore, you have to have the ability innately within you to actually want to do it, irrespective of all the odds stacked up against you, and also have the ability to celebrate failure, because you are going to run into it, whether you like it, don't like it. You are who you are somebody's son, somebody's daughter. You are who you are, but still, you'll run into all these things. So you have to have the ability to accept bitter criticism. You have to have the ability to accept failure. You have to have the ability to process it, acknowledge it, take a punch, get back up next morning, and with discipline continue to do what you aim to do. Because before you succeed, nobody wants to know your sob story in the world. Nobody really gives a damn. Whether you
India's Got Talent.
Exactly. Only when you succeed, people will want to come and take pictures with you. If you don't, nobody really cares. So you have to remember that one thing: resoluteness. You have to be determined.
I think, sir, you're ready to start your own motivational podcast, so you should consider it.
Well, I should do it. Then I have an alternate profession in me.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Chalo, Vansh, let's do it together.
So, let's say that profession does bring you happiness. What's one thing that brings a politician happiness? Is it the money, the fame, the travel? What's something that when, in your political career, what's something that touched your heart and made you happy about being a politician?
I'll sound very cheesy saying this, but I'll say it because honestly, that's what it is all about. Because everything else are perks of being in politics, like perks of being in a profession which is kind of glamorous in a way.
Right.
The one thing that gives you happiness, besides fame and all the other things, that go with the territory, is the ability to put a smile on somebody's face.
Wow.
Because, end of the day, every human being craves for self-respect and recognition.
Of course.
So you've chosen a profession where you actually are able to do some service, do some good. And if you're able to put one smile on somebody's face, I think your day is made, your job's done. So I think that's one thing I would rank high above anything else that you've mentioned.
That's amazing, sir.
Thank you.
So, one other question was, being a politician, right, comes with a lot of strengths and a lot of challenges as well. So, if you could just tell us maybe 2 pros and 2 cons about being a politician.
Well, all politicians are cons is what a lot of people would like to believe, but I'll tell you what. See, I keep joking around with a lot of my colleagues as well. If you open a newspaper, how many of you actually have the habit of reading a newspaper? Hardly any, huh?
We do get
Come on,
newspapers
please don't
in
be
school.
shy. Okay, so if you open a newspaper, a physical one that is, you'd see 5 kind of people getting all the recognition every single day.
Yeah.
Right.
If you start from the last page, what is on the last page? Sports. So to be a sports person, a sportsman or sportswoman, you need to be talented, you need to have discipline, you need to train, you need to work hard on your physical fitness, etc. etc. उससे पहले वाला पेज अगर आओगे, penultimate page, what do you see? Movies, entertainment. Even for you to be in movies and entertainment, you need to be talented. You need to be good looking. You need to actually work on your skills, etc., etc. So that's also difficult. उससे पहले वाला page? Business. So to succeed in business, you need money, you need ideas, you need a bit of adventure taking, risk taking abilities, etc., etc. That's also not easy. उससे पहले वाला page? Crime, etc., accidents, etc. No, but you think being a criminal is easy. Even that's not easy. That's also difficult because you need a motive. You need to plot something. You need the risk-taking ability and all that. उससे पहले वाला पेज अगर फ्रंट पेज पे आओगे तो कौन दिखेगा? Politicians. So now what has happened is all those 4 professions I just mentioned are very difficult. So people don't want to go there. Now the easiest thing with low entry barriers is politics. So everybody wants to come here. So therefore, going back to your question, why do people do what they do in terms of being politicians, etc.? I'll tell you what. The pros of being a politician, like I said, you have this greatest ability in a democracy to affect other people's lives, to actually understand their needs, to actually see what they need and then probably do something about it, right? If a colony needs a road or a drain or something, you have the ability to sanction it and make them happy, which is fantastic, right? It gives you a lot of happiness. That's a great pro. And second thing is making a long-lasting impression. Making a long-lasting impression, leaving a legacy. That's what every human being craves for end of the day, right? Recognition and self-respect, like I said. So these are the 2 pros I'd say. Cons, there's plenty. I'd say the first and the biggest is you'll have to run into some very bitter opponents who want to take away your seat, like how she wants to take away
Vardhan's seat.
Vardhan's seat.
There's
So
definitely not going to be
that's going to be there constantly, somebody trying to pull your chair. That's going to be a constant, so you have to be watchful. The second thing I'd say, I'm just joking. The second thing I'd say, you have to be able to take a lot of bitter criticism. Very personalized, very, very vengeful, very loathful, very, very disgusting kind of criticism also you have to take. And take it in your stride and move. You can't be affected and can't be sensitive about it.
Of course, yeah. So, as you said, right, one of the careers that you mentioned in the previous question was entrepreneurship. And I myself am an entrepreneur, right? Oh, okay, sir.
We need to call him.
What's up?
Okay. So, we have here, sir, one of our extremely special guests.
Mr. Rajshekhar.
Mr. Rajshekhar, sir, from Pallavi International School, MD.
Hi, Rajshekhar.
He has an extremely special question for you today, sir.
Okay.
So,
can I ask you a question?
Of course, yes.
I want all students to explore politics and become politicians. According to you, what would be the roadmap to become politicians? In fact, good politicians like you.
Confident.
Thank you, Rajshekhar. I don't know if everybody should be a politician because then there are other people, who have to run the country as well, besides politicians. So, I'd say one thing, the single-minded focus on actually wanting to affect change in a society is what will make you a good politician. Now, what do I mean single-minded focus? There are always going to be obstacles in your way of achieving something or wanting to deliver something. Because, for example, if you're wanting to build a flyover in Hyderabad, right? There's always going to be somebody who's going to run into you and say, boss, this is not how it should be done. This is how it should be. Yahan pe nahi lagna chahiye, wahan pe lagna chahiye, etc., etc. People will always have different opinions. Now, you have to have the ability to listen, understand, reason with them, convince them, and eventually execute it as well. But all of this takes quite a bit of time. So you have to be patient. You have to be able to take criticism. You have to be able to take adverse opinions. And despite all this, continue to hold on to your positivity and deliver. So, sir, I would say if you were to ask me what would it take, for a politician to succeed, I'd say a lot of, like I don't know if you've read this book from Barack Obama. It's called The Audacity of Hope.
Yeah.
SI.
Yeah.
I've heard about
So
it.
the audacity of hope is what I would say to succeed in a world, like ours, as a politician.
Yes, true.
Thank you, Rashik.
So we are under 18s. So we are like a little greedy or selfish, you can call us, because what we want is our daily requirements and studies. That's it. So as we are under 18s, we have some
I should
requests
probably
for you.
talk to your parents. I'm sure they have different opinions.
Very different opinions.
Very, very different opinions. So we have a segment. This is the most interesting segment. We'll ask you for 3 requests. You can ask for us for 1 request.
That's
So
unfair.
this-
This is already 3 against 1.
Hence why we have 3
Hence-
requests.
But
Okay.
we
All right.
eventually we're gonna help you, right?
All right. Thank
Hence,
you.
this
Appreciate
is called 3v1 segment. So
it.
yeah.
Okay.
We're back again to make you feel uncomfortable with
Which is fine.
by
then.
asking a few favors. तो अगर एक चीज़ है बहुत खास चीज़ जो हमारी अंडर 18 कॉर्पोरेट ने और एंटरप्रेन्योर्स ने हमें सिखाई है वो ये है कि कभी शर्माओ मत, बेशरम रहो, बिल्कुल बेशरम मतलब बस बेशरम।
Shamelessness is a great trait, by the way,
खास करके
for a politician.
खास करके पॉलिटिक्स में, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में और मूवीज में ऑफ कोर्स।
No comments. I'm not saying anything. You don't see. This is a politically correct way of answering.
Careful with words.
I know. Careful with words.
सो मैं एक ब्रांड्स के मिनिस्टर हूँ, ब्रांड्स में मैं ही ज़्यादा रहती हूँ, सोशल वाला उसके कारण। और आप एक पॉलिटिशियन है तो ऑब्वियसली ये सेक्शन ऑलरेडी बेस्ट होने ही वाला है। तो हम लोग, जैसे मैंने आपको
I
पहले
like the way how you're building it up. Thank you.
That's half of what we do. We give a build up.
I know. Build up बहुत ज़्यादा है.
तो हम लोग 1.5 लाख स्टूडेंट्स हैं, मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी बताया हुआ है, और 10
मैं
लाख
आपको
पूरे इंडिया में।
क्या बुलाऊं? मिनिस्टर साहिबा?
कुछ भी चलेगा
कुछ भी
सर।
चलेगा. ठीक है.
तो अभी ऑलरेडी लाइक पॉलिटिशियंस के लिए फ्यूचर फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर्स इतनी बड़ी संख्या में बिगेस्ट इन्फ्लुएंसर ऑलरेडी हम लोग प्लैनेट पे फिलहाल पॉलिटिशियंस के लिए ऑफ कोर्स। तो इसके चलते हम चाहते हैं कि आप हमें कुछ 3 फेवर्स दें और उसके बदले में हम आपको 1 फेवर देंगे।
ठीक है. So sounds like a
अरे,
fair deal. Come on.
धन्यवाद।
So chalo say favor number 1. So sir, you're such a big man. You have such big connects. आप इतने लोगों को जानते हो. You know so many companies. Apple को जानते हो, Google को जानते हो, पता नहीं क्या क्या जानते हो. What we want from you is that you connect us to one of these companies. Who will support us in the future, who will sponsor us, who will sponsor the under 18 world.
Done.
If you could name a few.
No, done. I will. I certainly will, because this is a very noble cause. See, this is something that I've always dreamt of. Youngsters, and especially in your age group, who really want to affect change, who understand what India needs, who understand what young India needs, not just India, but young India needs. So therefore, readily I can tell you, I've been a minister for 10 years now. So I have numerous connects in the industry. I can certainly get you somebody to sponsor this so that आपके जेब से पैसे नहीं लगेंगे.
Thanks.
मैं वो देख लूँगा. Don't worry.
सर आप वो देख ही रहे, तो अभी ऑलरेडी हमारे पास आप जैसे बड़े पॉलिटिशियन है इस पॉडकास्ट पे, तो आपके हिसाब से हमें नेक्स्ट किसे बुलाना चाहिए? नॉन पॉलिटिशियन
Non-politician.
या आपका कोई सेलिब्रिटी फ्रेंड या कोई, किसको बुलाया जाए?
कोई खास कोई आपके मन में है?
नहीं आप अपनी
We want someone that's you.
आपकी क्या
suggest.
preference है?
आपकी तरफ से
Who would be suitable to come on here,
अच्छा, आपसे बात करने
नेक्स्ट
के लिए.
एपिसोड पे
स्पोर्ट्स वाला चाहिए कि
कोई भी
एंटरटेनमेंट फील्ड से
चलेगा.
चाहिए? कौन
Anything.
चाहिए?
anything. Non-political.
Non-political.
जस्ट नॉन पॉलिटिकल।
मतलब देखो, एक बात कहते हैं ना वो, if you're dreaming, dream big. So you should call Shahrukh Khan.
Oh, wow.
I'm a huge SRK fan. So I think अगर
My teacher
बुला
is
ही
an
रहे हो
SRK
तो अच्छे, मतलब शाहरुख को बुला लो, जबरदस्त रहेगा. अगर वो आएंगे नहीं तब जाके बात करेंगे. यहाँ तेलुगु में किसी को पकड़ लेंगे. यहाँ तो हैदराबाद के
सर, पर हम
घर के
चाहते-
मुर्गी तो काफी है.
सर हम चाहते हैं कि आप उनको बुलाएं.
SRK, I wish I could. I mean, there is always, see, एक चीज़ है, आपको दुनिया में एक चीज़ ज़रूर कहूँगा मैं. एक शाहरुख का मूवी था, उसमें वो कहता है, शायद ओम शांति ओम में, वो कहते हैं कि शिद्दत से कोई चीज़ को अगर चाहो तो सारी कायनात लग जाती है आपको. द होल वर्ल्ड यूनिवर्स विल कंस्पायर टू मेक इट हैपन. सो अगर आप शिद्दत से चाहते हो कि शाहरुख खान यहाँ पे बैठे तो आपका काम हो जाएगा.
शाहरुख खान इफ यू आर लुकिंग.
Shahrukh Khan, if you're listening, please.
Please come.
Yeah, please come. No, but seriously, what I would say is, there's always, remember one thing, if you want to make something happen, there's a very famous thing. There's only 6 degrees of separation in the world to contact reach anybody. So even if you want to reach out, maximum 6 degrees. So even if you want to reach out to President Donald Trump, remember there's probably 5 people that you need to reach out, and 6th person would be
Donald
Trump. If there is somebody you have on your mind, let's work towards it. I'll help you.
Done, sir.
The answer, the third favor, you know, it's always, you know, they say it's always good to have a politician support going into the future. So वो favor हम अपने पास ही रखेंगे. We'll use it in the future.
Okay. 4 साल बाद.
Just so that we could use this favor in the future, if we could get your phone number or something to contact you.
I think all your team already has it.
Wait, really? Oh, wow.
Instead, I promise no spam calls, only strict business related.
Yeah.
I
Stick
hope
base.
so. No,
And just-
and don't send me those good morning flowers, please.
We'll send you
Sir,
the
only
WhatsApp
good
me
night
good
text.
morning flowers.
Only good night text.
No, good night also, please. I have one favor to ask. So please, I'd only say one thing. In 2028 or 2027, whenever the next election happens, I want you to motivate more and more youngsters to come out and show up at the hustlings.
Right.
Because young Indians, for some reason, are very disillusioned by the current state of affairs in India. So they don't actually show up and vote, which is sad. Because, you know, we are, all politicians in this country are writing your fate. The GSTs and everything else that goes into day-to-day grind. You know, कि इस जूते का कितना लगना चाहिए, जीन्स का कितना पैसा लगेगा, आपके घड़ी का कितना पैसा लगेगा, इस माइक का कितना पैसा लगेगा. Everything is determined by politics and politicians. So therefore, you guys need to understand कि वोट पे कम से कम आना चाहिए. वोट तो दो, आके एक दिन में 1 घंटा नहीं निकाल सकते हो क्या? लाइन में खड़े रह के 1 घंटे तक इंतजार करके थोड़ा सब्र से, थोड़ा पेशेंस के साथ काम लेके करना चाहिए. तो I want you guys, one favor I would ask, promote this. Make it more viral, make it more popular, and make young people like you show up.
Absolutely. Sir.
Absolutely.
We can
For you,
guarantee
sir. Yeah.
that right now, because of this whole thing, we've started elections in our own schools ना. तो बहुत सारे बच्चे already educated है कि उन्हें कौन से forms fill करने हैं, voter ID, कैसे vote करना है, कब करना है. वो already interested है इस process में.
I hope so, but
Yeah.
गलत चीज कहीं ना सिखाओ.
No,
Election कैसे जीतने के लिए क्या क्या करना है, ये ना
वो थोड़ा अलग है.
Yeah. Previously also, sir, we've had a voter awareness initiative that we took, and we, I think, got 100, not 100, I think 100,000 people to come and actually vote who weren't previously voting, right? So
Okay.
we had a voter awareness campaign in the early stages of the under 18.
And not just
Yeah.
for the under 18, we also tried to educate the
above,
elders.
as well, yeah.
Have you 3 enrolled to vote?
I'm 15.
Yeah, all of us
All of us are 15.
All of
Yeah.
you are 15, so some more time to go.
Yeah,
Okay,
2028, sir.
2028. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So we've been talking a while, and I think now we can take a break.
Sure.
Break, speaker, if you can, right?
So now let's take 2-minute break. After this, we'll continue with the most awaited segments for the whole of Telangana. So 2 minutes break.
What are you going to do next segment?
Sir, we can only wait and watch.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting, sir.
Looks
That's for
like,
sure.
yeah. I thought you said bro and then you switched to sir again.
It's
Just
Sir,
have
for
it.
It's a
just
habit.
preparing you for what's coming up.
yeah. After that, I think you will consider bro as a
You know, my assembly sessions are easy. This is tough.
brand line,
Okay.
right? Called the KTR line.
Oh wow.
So Michael Jordan has Jordans.
And I see you're wearing Jordan.
जब हम
Yeah.
हम घर से बाहर निकलेंगे पूछते हैं क्या पहन रहे हो जॉर्डन
KTR.
Oh wow.
हम बोल रहे हैं KTR पहना है.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So we want that.
This is super cool. Yeah. You suppose it's gonna sell?
Yes, 100%. Sir.
Of course, sir.
Okay, देखते हैं.
We'll auction it.
And
Because
then we'll use it for the corporate.
then the money will be used for good purposes.
Okay, hopefully. Please
Under
let me know when
18
the
purposes.
auction is happening.
Under 18 purposes.
Yeah, under 18 purposes.
Auction कब कर रहे हो मुझे बताना.
Yes, sir. Of course. If you could please sign
Sign?
the cap as well as the.
What is this? A fluorescent thing or?
It's a white pen, sir.
It is? You sure?
Yeah.
No, this is not working. Yeah.
Oh,
I told them it's a black one.
do we
नहीं
have?
white है पर वो काम नहीं कर रहा है.
नहीं वो कपड़ा black है ना तो
हाँ थोड़ा.
पेन ही नहीं
That's a really cool signature, sir.
अरे यार मैं लिख रहा हूँ कुछ.
Yeah, no, that's right.
You thought my signature was so long?
Yeah.
No, my bank would hate me if I did that. No, we can do a proper one. I'll ask my team to send me something else.
So we wanted to start. I'm sure you're tired of seeing our faces for so long.
No, not really. Hi. What's your name, beta? Damn, what do you call you? Sahasra? Okay, we'll stick to Sahasra.
Ready? Ready, Babu? Ready?
speaker is hyper.
Everybody ready? So, sir, these 3 segments have been a little very sweet, I guess.
Really?
Really sweet, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, these are now harsh people.
Yes, harsh people.
That's
so,
why you
yeah.
brought Divisha.
Divisha and Sastra onto the
Divisha is not related to Amit Shah, I hope.
a step forward. So
ठीक है.
I have Divisha and Sastra to ask you the questions for the next segment.
Okay.
ब्रो, हाल ही में हमने एक अंडर 18 असेंबली किया था, उसमें हमने अंडर 18 ओलंपिक्स बिल पास किया था.
Okay.
तो बिल हम रूलिंग पार्टी का था, लेकिन हमने सोचा ऑपोजिशन को एक चांस देते हैं और हमने हमारे ओलंपिक्स का चेयरपर्सन ओलंपिक ऑपोजिशन की लीडर संजना को बनाया था.
अच्छा.
आपके चर्चे तो मेरे मॉम डैड बहुत करते हैं कि आप इकोनॉमिक्स, इन्वेस्टमेंट, स्टार्टअप के गोट हो, पर हाल ही के हुए डेवोस में आप दिखे नहीं. तो मेरा प्रश्न आपसे ये है कि ये क्या है कि आप रूलिंग पार्टी के साथ काम नहीं करना चाहते क्योंकि उनके चर्चे होंगे, या रूलिंग पार्टी आपके साथ काम नहीं करना चाहती क्योंकि आपके चर्चे होंगे?
नहीं, एक बात तो है कि मैं आपको ये सच कह रहा हूँ और पूरे दिल से कह रहा हूँ. आज जो तेलंगाना राज बना है, इसके लिए हमने काफ़ी जिद्दोजहद हमने की. 14 साल तक हम इस राज के लिए काफ़ी हमने प्रयास की. तो पहले 10 साल जो था, बिकॉज वी बिलीव तेलंगाना इज आवर बेबी, सो पहले 10 साल बेबी हमारे साथ थी. अगले 5 साल फॉस्टर पेरेंट के साथ हाथ में है अगर कोई तकलीफ नहीं, बट बेबी हमारी कहाँ जहाँ पे भी हो वो महफूज हो. क्या हो गया, कहाँ से ओ माई गॉड आ गया? अच्छा, तो आवर बेबी शुड रिमेन हेल्दी, should remain very, very good in terms of all health parameters is what I believe. So, if the current government invites me to promote investments, I'm happy to do that. It is my state. End of the day, mera state, chahe whoever is the chief minister, whoever is the minister, I don't care. Wherever I go, I only say good things about my state. Wherever I go, I only promote my state positively. So, अगर आपको लगता है या इस राज को लगता है, गवर्नमेंट को लगता है कि मेरे वजह से, मेरे तरफ से कुछ पॉजिटिव कुछ हो सकता है, आई एम विलिंग टू प्ले अ गेम. सो यू शुड आस्क द गवर्नमेंट एंड द चीफ मिनिस्टर वेदर ही इज विलिंग टू एक्चुअली इनवाइट मी सून. ओके
सर, एक 1v1 कर लेते हैं, मजा आ जाएगा.
चलो, बिल्कुल कर लो, प्लान करो. హాయ్ సహస్ర.
అన్న, మాకు అండర్ 18 గవర్నమెంట్కి 20 lakhs బడ్జెట్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇది మాకు వచ్చే స్పాన్సర్స్ వల్ల పెరగొచ్చు కూడా. ఇప్పుడు నా బాధ ఏంటంటే అన్న, మా అండర్ 18 గవర్నమెంట్లో బడ్జెట్ లీకేజ్ కానీ కరప్షన్ కానీ ఎక్కడ ఉండొద్దన్న. ఇప్పుడు ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో లైక్ ఎమ్మెల్యేస్ వాళ్ళ ఎమ్మెల్యే ఇట్లా అయిపోయి అట్లా కోటీశ్వర్లు అయిపోతారన్న.
ఓకే,
మీరు 2 టర్మ్స్గా మినిస్టర్గా చేశారు కదన్న.
అవును.
మీరు లైక్ బడ్జెట్ లీకేజ్ గురించి లేదా కరప్షన్ ఎలా జరుగుతుందో, వాటికి ఏమైనా లూప్ హోల్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ మాకు సమజయ్యే విధంగా,
సమజైతే మీరు కూడా నేర్చేసుకుని మీరు కూడా డబ్బులు తెచ్చేసుకుంటారా?
సమజయ్యే విధంగా మాకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్తో చెప్తే మేము యాజ్ ది అపోజిషన్గా మా గవర్నమెంట్లో ఇలాంటివి జరగకుండా చూసుకుంటాం. మళ్ళీ ఆ బడ్జెట్ని మా అండర్ 18 సిటిజన్స్కి న్యాయంగా ఖర్చు పెట్టేలా చూసుకుంటాం.
బడ్జెట్ కాడికి వస్తే సహస్ర, బడ్జెట్ కాడికి వచ్చినప్పుడు బడ్జెట్ జనరల్గా ఏ గవర్నమెంట్ ప్రవేశపెట్టినా కొంత రియాలిటీ కొంత దూరంగా ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే అగైన్ హోప్ ఇవ్వడానికి, నీకు ఇది చేస్తాను అది చేస్తాను 10 రకాల వాగ్దానాలు మనం మేనిఫెస్టో పెట్టింటాం. ఎలక్షన్కి పోయేటప్పుడు ఓట్లు ఎప్పుడేస్తారు? నేను ఫలానా చేస్తాను, ఫలానా పని చేస్తాను అని చెప్పి అన్ని ప్రామిసెస్ చేస్తే దాన్ని బట్టి నీకు ఓటేస్తాను. ఆ ఓట్ చేసిన దాన్ని నువ్వు డెలివర్ చేయాలి. నువ్వు ఓట్ చేసినప్పుడు నీకు బాధ్యత అప్పచెప్పినారు కాబట్టి నువ్వు ఇచ్చిన వాగ్దానాలు నెరవేర్చాలి. వాగ్దానాలు నెరవేర్చాలి అంటే నీకు బడ్జెట్ ఉండాలి, బడ్జెట్ మీద అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఉండాలి, ప్లానింగ్ ఉండి దాని ప్రకారం ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ ఉండాలి. సో అల్టిమేట్గా ఏ గవర్నమెంట్ అయినా కూడా, ఎవరైనా సరే జీవితంలో శబాష్ అనిపించుకోవాలని వస్తారు. నేనున్నాను అనుకోండి, నా దగ్గరికి ఎవరైనా వచ్చి ఫలానా పని అడిగితే వెంటనే 5 నిమిషాల్లో 5 సెకండ్లో చూమంతారని మ్యాజిక్ లాగా చేసేసి శబాష్ అనిపించుకోవాలని నాకు కూడా ఉంటుంది. కానీ రియాలిటీకి అలా ఉండదు. ఒక వర్క్ మనం మంజూరు చేస్తే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీ కాలనీకి రోడ్ లేదనుకోండి, ఆ కాలనీకి రోడ్ మనం మంజూరు చేసిన తర్వాత దానికి ఒక ప్రాసెస్ ఉంటుంది. ఇంజనీర్స్ ఉంటారు. అంటే ఎంత థిక్ రోడ్ వేయాలి, ఆ రోడ్డు అది ఒక బిటుమిన్ రోడ్ అంటే డాంబర్ రోడ్ వేయాలనా, లేకపోతే కంకర్ రోడ్ వేయాలనా, లేకపోతే సిమెంట్ కాంక్రీట్ రోడ్ వేయాలనా, వాళ్ళు డిసైడ్ చేస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ సాయిల్ టైప్ ఏంటిది, అక్కడ వాటర్ ఎక్కువ వస్తుందా లేకపోతే ఇంకోటి వస్తుంది, ఇవన్నీ చూసిన తర్వాత ఇంజనీరింగ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు ఎస్టిమేట్ చేస్తారు. ఎస్టిమేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత వర్క్ టెండర్ పిలుస్తారు. టెండర్ అంటే ఏంది, ఎవరు కాంట్రాక్టర్స్లో ఎవరికి ఇవ్వాలి, వర్క్ ఎవరు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలి. సో ఈ ప్రాసెస్లో అక్కడక్కడ కొంత కరప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. ఉండదు అని నేను చెప్పడం తప్పు అవుతుంది ఉంటుంది. అయితే హౌ డు యూ ప్రివెంట్ అంటే దానికోసమే యాంటీ కరప్షన్ బ్యూరో ఉంది, విజిలెన్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఉంది, రకరకాలుగా ఉన్నాయి. కానీ భారతదేశంలో కరప్షన్ అనేది ఇట్స్ ఎ రియాలిటీ. భారతదేశంలో తగ్గాలి అన్నప్పుడు 2-3 రకాలు ఉన్నాయి. లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఇస్ సహస్రా, వీ థింక్ డిస్రప్షన్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ అబౌట్ టెక్నాలజీ డిస్రప్షన్. అంటే టెక్నాలజీలోనే కొత్త ఏదో వచ్చింది, దాంతో ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏఐ వచ్చింది, ఇప్పుడు డీప్ సీక్ వచ్చింది, ఇంకా రకరకాలుగా అని చెప్తుంటారు. కానీ డిస్రప్షన్ అనేది పాలసీలో కూడా చేయొచ్చు. ఎట్లా అంటారా, తెలంగాణలో మన కేసీఆర్ గారి గవర్నమెంట్ రాకముందు ఒక బిల్డింగ్ పర్మిషన్ కావాలి అంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఇల్లు కట్టుకుంటున్నారు అనుకోండి, మీరు ఎన్ని రోజుల్లో పర్మిషన్ వస్తుందో తెలీదు మన గవర్నమెంట్ వచ్చే ముందు. కానీ కేసీఆర్ గవర్నమెంట్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత 21 రోజుల్లో బిల్డింగ్ పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వాలి, ఇవ్వకపోతే 22nd డే ఆటోమేటిక్ అప్రూవల్ అనే ఒక చట్టం తెచ్చాం, అనే ఒక యాక్ట్, ఒక లెజిస్లేషన్ తెచ్చాం. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద కైండ్ ఆఫ్ పాలసీ డిస్రప్షన్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు క్రియేట్ సో దట్ యూ కెన్ మినిమైజ్ కరప్షన్. అట్లాగే ఇండస్ట్రియల్ క్లియరెన్స్ కూడా తెలంగాణ గవర్నమెంట్, కేసీఆర్ గవర్నమెంట్ వచ్చేదాకా ఒక టైం బౌండ్ పద్ధతి లేదు. బట్ ఆఫ్టర్ కేసీఆర్ గవర్నమెంట్ 15 డేస్లో ఇండస్ట్రీ క్లియరెన్స్ ఇవ్వాలి, లేకపోతే 16th డే ఆటోమేటిక్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద కైండ్ ఆఫ్ పాలసీ డిస్రప్షన్స్ దట్ కెన్ మేక్ మోర్ అకౌంటబిలిటీ కమ్ ఇన్, దట్ కెన్ మేక్ లెస్ కరప్షన్, లెసర్ కరప్షన్. ఆ దిశగా I think India will evolve, but it will take time. More and more youngsters like you coming in, hopefully they'll change faster.
Yes, sir, indeed.
Hopefully, sir.
Sir, it's always, difficult to talk good about somebody who's your opponent, who's your competition. Sir, I want you to tell us 2 good things and 2 bad things about Revant Reddy and PM Modi, sir.
2 good things and 2 bad things.
Yeah. This is going to be on Reels tomorrow, sir. So,
Well,
better
2
be
good
careful.
things. First thing is I think he's lucky.
Oh,
It's a good thing. He's lucky, yes, of course he's lucky.
sir, but how does luck define his character?
లక్కీ లాటరీ తగిలింది కదా, అందుకే లక్ అందుకే. రెండోది ఏంటంటే, సెకండ్ గుడ్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్ నౌ, సో హీ యాక్చువల్లీ హ్యాస్ ద పవర్ టు ఎఫెక్ట్ చేంజ్. సో దట్స్ ద 2 good things. బ్యాడ్ థింగ్స్ ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు మౌత్. పాలిటిక్స్లో రోజు తిరుగుకుంటా ఉంటాం కాబట్టి బ్యాడ్ థింగ్స్ వద్దు.
So that's a smart way out.
Obviously, see, గుడ్ థింగ్స్ చెప్పాను కదా.
So you said luck in chief minister.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah. What about PM Modi?
That's why I'm a politician. No?
Oh.
What about PM Modi? PM Modi, again, he's lucky. And he's Prime Minister.
Sir, he's been lucky since 2014.
I know he's been consistently lucky. Let me put it that. And he's the Prime Minister, so.
And no comments on the bad things.
Well, let's leave it for another day because, like you guys are all youngsters. You're all looking at, future with rose-tinted glasses. So why should I get you any negativity into this?
Sir, it's an opportunity to remove those glasses, right?
Once in a while you should, but then you guys are all 15, 16. So I think till you turn major, maybe, but till such time as you become mainstream of the population, you'll automatically realize that adulthood is not a bed of roses. So once you get there, you'll automatically realize. I'd save it for that day.
I think really smart and well calculated answers, sir.
We actually had a survey gone on Instagram and all the other platforms we are on. So few questions from the audience were asked. Audience wanted to ask you a few questions.
వాళ్ళు ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారా లేక?
లేదు, క్వశ్చన్స్ మన ఎమ్మెల్యేస్ అడుగుతారు. వాళ్ళకు కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ మనకు ఇచ్చారు, అవి అడుగుతాం ఇప్పుడు.
ఓకే.
ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ THub గురించి. మీరు THubని ఎంతో గొప్ప విజన్తో స్టార్ట్ చేశారన్న.
ఓకే.
కానీ ఇప్పుడు అదే దారిలో పయనిస్తుందని మీరు అనుకుంటున్నారన్న?
అల్టిమేట్లీ ఇన్నోవేషన్ కానీ అల్టిమేట్గా కొత్త ఆలోచనలు, కొత్త ఆవిష్కరణలు ఎవరి ఒకరి సొత్తు కాదు. THub వాజ్ మై బేబీ, బట్ టుడే ఇట్ ఈస్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ దట్ రన్స్ ఇట్. సో కరెంట్ గవర్నమెంట్కి ఉండే విజను, కరెంట్ గవర్నమెంట్కి ఉండే ఆలోచన, కరెంట్ గవర్నమెంట్ యొక్క పాలసీ, దట్ విల్ డ్రైవ్ ఇట్. See, my job as a minister back then, when I was at the helm of affairs, was to create an institution that will foster innovation. But now it is left to the current government to take it forward, and effectively, eventually, I think it is left to the youngsters like you, who actually can dream big, can make things happen, can walk into THub and demand, that they be provide services. Ultimately, that was the goal, that was the objective. So I hope it succeeds and becomes, something big like Wycombe and, other big incubators elsewhere in the world.
అవునన్నా, మీ విజన్ వేరు, అక్కడ జరిగేది వేరు. ఎందుకంటే చిన్న చిన్న స్టార్టప్స్కి అక్కడ యాక్సెస్ దొరకట్లేదన్నా. ఇంకా ఏది చేయాలన్నా పైసలు కావాలి.
No, I don't think so. See, I'll tell you what. There's always scope for improvement. ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్కి ఎప్పుడైనా కూడా ఎందులో అయినా లైఫ్లో ప్రతి స్పియర్లో, ఇప్పుడు నేను నా జాబ్లో, మీరు మీ చదువులో, THubలో, అక్కడ కూడా ప్రాసెసెస్లో there's always scope for improvement. And I'm sure if there are some deficiencies, ఏమైనా చిన్న చిన్న ఇబ్బందులు ఉంటే, చికాకులు ఉంటే, వాటిని కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవాలి కానీ దిస్ నో పాయింట్ ఇన్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ స్మియరింగ్ అన్ ఎంటైర్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్. అంటే తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే ఎలుకలు ఉన్నాయి కదా అని ఇల్లు తగలబెట్టుకోకూడదు, ఎలుకలు చంపారు. సో ఆయన చిన్న చిన్న ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉంటే వాటిని రెక్టిఫై చేసుకోవాలి కానీ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ని బద్నాం చేయకూడదు. ఈ రెండే క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చినాయా?
And sir, one more question. This is a bit personal, if you don't mind. You also have a daughter who's our age. So,
Correct.
do you have such political conversations with her also?
I do, but she's more interested in psychology. So she wants to pursue psychology in undergrad. And political ga koddiga ante bore ekku kodtademo choose overdose of politics at home is not a good thing. So probably I'm a normal father, so she'll obviously have very contemptuous attitude. I'm kidding. She'll hate me if I say this. No, see, like any పేరెంట్స్ ఇప్పుడు మీ పేరెంట్స్ గురించి మిమ్మల్ని అడిగితే ఏముంటుంది, మాకు ఇప్పుడు బాగానే చెప్తారు మైక్లో, కానీ యూ ఫీల్ పేరెంట్స్ ఆర్ బిట్ ప్రీచీ, ఇది చేయొద్దు అది చేయొద్దు, డోంట్ డూ దిస్ డోంట్ డూ దాట్, बहुत ज़्यादा पाबंदी. So same thing, my daughter also I'm sure feels that same way about me.
So keeping work away from the personal life.
Sort of, I think you should, because I'm not a politician at home.
Yeah.
I'm a father at home. So speaker, we done?
She decides.
I know, that's what I'm asking.
Yes, sir. We are done. Oof, what answers we got, sir. What questions we had. We thought we would,
You're absolute politician material.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We got the answers for most of our questions, which we as under 18s have to, inculcate in us to become politicians. So a small gift from our side. I
Yes.
call CEO Agastya to come onto the stage.
As KTR Sir said, we'd like to have a lot more guests on this podcast. For example, SRK Sir, if you're watching, we'd love to have you here.
Pawan Kalyan sir, you are most welcome.
Or Allu Arjun Sir, meekosame seat inka.
Virat Kohli sir, for you also the seat is open.
Sunil Chetty sir, please come for an interview. And MS Dhoni sir. MS Dhoni sir, it's 2025. 2 + 5, 7. Tala for reason. Come sir.
And this concludes chapter 2 of the U18 Mic Drop. I'd like to give a very, very special thanks to KTR Sir and our digital partner, Y Consulting. And an extreme special thanks to Suresh Babu Sir and Suresh Babu Productions.
I would also like to thank Brews and Blends for our gifting partners, Pallavi International School and Mr. Rajshekhar Reddy for being our school partners, and also a special thanks to Bend the School.
Thank you and keep watching U18 Mic Drop.
Meet you soon on the chapter 3 of Under 18 Mic Drop.